Which 5 teams provide the best trade fits for the Mariners this winter? Colby will tell you that coming up here on Top 5 Tuesday. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. This is Ty Dane Gonzalez and Colby Patnode for the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. On today's show, it's Top 5 Tuesday, and we forgot to spin the wheel at the end of yesterday's show. Whoops. So we spun it off air, and Colby, as a result, will be tackling top 5 trade partners for the Mariners this winter. So the 5 teams he thinks are the best fits for a trade with the Mariners. And once he's done with that, I'll do the top 5 Mariners commercials of all time. Before we get started, though, I want to shout out our title sponsor today, Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the promo code Locked On MLB. That's LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off your first purchase over at Gametime. All right, Colby, top 5 trade partners for the Mariners this winter. Floor is yours.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ways one can, go after this list. You can look at who's just got the most trade pieces that the Mariners might be interested in. There's, who is the best fit for what the Mariners have to offer. There is, a bunch of different ways to look at this. So you just kind of try and blend them all together. And even though these are numbered 1 through 5, they are not really, ranked per se, but we all love lists. So we're going to do this like a list, and we're going to start with number 5. And that is simply the Arizona Diamondbacks, really because of one player. It's Ketel Marte. And the reason why one player is, so prominent and get you a spot on this list is because Ketel Marte is the perfect player to go out and get. He is an offensive force. He's one of the best offensive players in all of baseball. He currently plays a position that you do not have an answer for. He is more than athletic enough to move to third base if needed, and you can try that. The bat should age pretty well. I know he's got 5 years minimum left on his contract, but the bat's going to age pretty well. The skill set's there for him to hit well into his 30s, and the contract is very team-friendly. 5 years, $90 million for this guy. And Arizona is reportedly by one Mr. Bob Nightingale very motivated to trade him before April when he gets his 10-5 rights. So where you can, veto.
He gets a full no trade clause.
Yes. Yeah. So it makes sense that they would move him. Again, Arizona's also talked about needing to cut some payroll after they spent over the last few years. And Marte's really the only guy to do it. I mean, they could try and get somebody to take Eduardo Rodriguez's money from them. They could, but probably not. They're not going to trade Corbin Burns. Nobody's going to trade for him coming off of Tommy John anyways. Obviously, they're not trading Corbin Carroll, and they just gave Perdomo the extension. So it does feel like Marte is the odd man out here. So because Marte is such a great fit for the Mariners and what they need going forward, Arizona, that alone gets Arizona onto the top 5. And there are always smaller pieces on every team that could make some sense for the Mariners, maybe a Jake McCarthy type or somebody like that. But really, the Arizona Diamondbacks are on this list because of Ketel Marte.
All right, number 4.
Number 4 also heavily led by one guy, but there are actually some other notable options here. That's the Detroit Tigers. Obviously, Tarik Skubal, big name, and when you're linked by Buster only being like, yeah, the Mariners are going to be in on this, it's kind of, there's a lot of smoke there. Now, aside from Skubal, the Tigers have some interesting names. They have Matt Bierling, Andy Ibanez, Jahmai Jones. Those are 3 guys that left-handed pitching very well, and the Mariners really could use a actual threat off the bench against right-handed pitching. Bierling might
gets left-handed pitching.
Yes, Bierling might be your starting third baseman, but he could also play in the outfield as well. So, there are some, and then obviously there's some bullpen guys. You're probably not going to get Will Vest, but there are a couple of other bullpen arms, maybe a Tyler Holton type of guy. But
Brad Herter, that's my guy.
Yeah, it really is Skubal, and then it's a bunch of role players, but the role players are players that the Mariners could actually use and greatly benefit from. So Detroit, Again, they get in the top 5 mostly because of Skubal, but there are, a couple mid-leverage bullpen pieces here and 3, really solid athletic, infielders / outfielders who hit left-handed pitching, which the Mariners could definitely use on their bench.
Yeah, a guy that I didn't mention when we talked about the Tigers last week during our AL Central trade preview was Bo Brisky. The bullpen. He had a bad year this year, but I was really impressed with him in 2024. I don't know, maybe if the Tigers are willing to move on from him, essentially wave the white flag on him, I would love to take that shot.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't think they'll do it, but you might as well ask about Kerry Carpenter. If for no other reason, it keeps him from facing you. So, sure. But I do think it's the 3 righties, and then it's Skubal, and then there are probably 2 or 3 guys in the bullpen. So a bigger selection than Arizona can offer you, but obviously also has the one big piece that everybody will be focused on. But there are other options here in Detroit, so they land at number 4.
All right, we will get into your top 3 trade partners for the Mariners in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is once again brought to you by Gametime. NFL season is back, and there's nothing better than being in the stadium surrounded by fans cheering on your team. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle. Between queues, login screens, and prices jumping at checkout, it's frustrating. That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives the advantage back to fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. I pulled up Gametime, and in just a couple taps, I saw amazing deals. I'm talking about your favorite NFL games as low as $100. It's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way I bought tickets. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go, download Gametime today. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for making us your first listen, and also thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. It's Top 5 Tuesday. Colby has given you his top 5 trade partners for the Mariners this winter. We already went over number 5 and number 4, the Diamondbacks and the Tigers. Who's coming in at number 3 for you, Colby?
Yeah, number 3 is a team we've also talked about, fair amount. And that is the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are a full rebuild team right now. We think they should be. They acted like it this summer, and it'd be kind of foolish of them it would be foolish for them to, turn course and do a 180 and start to add again this winter. Maybe they do. I don't know. But the Twins are a team that should be looking to sell, and they definitely have pieces. I mean, I think if you're looking like on the lower end of things, a guy like Edouard Julien would be a really interesting kind of Dom Canzone-esque option at DH, maybe second base. Certainly has, walk ability and power, and he does strike out some, but it's been a while. But I mean, that's the lottery ticket. And that's the low end of guys that you could be looking at. You could be looking at kind of another lottery ticket here, Royce Lewis, a third baseman who has a ton of power. And when he's healthy, he's been pretty darn good. Not really last year, but and it does sound like the Twins really want to move on from that situation. They're quote unquote sick of the Royce Lewis thing. So, obviously that's kind of more of a shot that you take, but it is a high upside shot, and you do not have a third baseman right now. So that would be a really interesting ad. The dream here is probably Byron Buxton, but I think that's even less likely than Marte or Skubal. But I'll just mention him. Maybe if he's willing to waive the no trade, Byron Buxton would be incredible. But really what you're looking at here for the Twins is the pitching. You get Joe Ryan, who's got 2 years of club control. Bailey Ober, who's got 2 years of club control. Pablo Lopez, more expensive, but higher upside, misses bats, something this Mariners rotation could use a little bit more of. And then you got some bullpen arms like Justin Topa and Cole Sands. A couple guys who make some sense there. There are multiple guys who make some sense. And then obviously there's, the role players, Trevor Larnach, maybe a Cody Clemens. It'd be somewhat interesting to see Ryan Jeffers, but he's making just a little too much money for a pure backup catcher for me, but that might be interesting. He's also not been very good the last couple of years, but he has had some big years, and you kind of need that right-handed thump off the bench, and Jeffers could make some sense there, depending on what you do with Harry Ford. But the Twins just have a lot. They have top of the rotation pitching. They have, some really good role players offensively. They have a superstar who probably isn't available, but maybe just might be. And they're a team that's looking to rebuild, which fits you perfectly. So the Twins are definitely one of the 5 best trade partners for the Mariners this winter.
So who's number 2?
Yeah, coming in at number 2, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's the Tampa Bay Rays.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Tampa, surprise. Yes, they've already made a trade this winter. So maybe that was the one that they make. But there are some big pieces here. And Tampa Bay's in an interesting spot in the AL East because they have a couple of older players who are entering the last year of their contracts. They are
hold up. Jake Fraley is in the Rays organization.
Yeah, they claimed him the other day. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The return of the king.
That's right. But so anyways, they have a couple of guys who are, they're going to be leaving after this year. They are probably, the way they're feeling, at best the 4th best team in that division. They have a bunch of young talent they need to clear room for to get them everyday reps and all that. And that makes them ripe for a kind of a reshuffling. And, the Rays don't ever really fully rebuild, but they certainly will trade guys at, rather than lose them to free agency. And there are a couple guys here that fit that mold. And obviously we're talking about Yandy Diaz and Brandon Lowe, 2 guys that we've talked about a ton for the Mariners. And guess what? They still make sense for the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners do not have a second baseman. They do not have a DH right now. Heck, they don't have a first baseman as things stand right now. A lot of, interest in those 2 players, and they both are on expiring contracts, and they're both only making $11 million. They're great values. They're really good players. Yandy is one of the most underrated hitters in all of baseball. And he would fit in nicely either at first base if you miss out on Naylor, but even if you plan to re-sign Naylor, there's your DH. And a really good one at that. And Lowe, obviously, again, lots of power. Is he going to miss some time? Yeah, probably. But you can absorb his loss of time because you do have some depth in the middle infield, particularly with Cole Young, Colt Emerson, yada, yada. So, but there's also guys like, Josh Lowe and Lowe, who's pretty interesting. He's kind of Dom Canzone, though. So maybe not. But that's an idea that got brought up to us a little while ago. And I like it. It's a fun name that we don't talk about. And then obviously there's bullpen arms. There's Cole Sussler and Edwin Uceda, Garrett Clevenger, 3 guys that jump out right away. Those would all be massive helps to your bullpen, way more swing and miss than you have right now, particularly with Uceda. Pete Fairbanks would have been on this, but the Rays oddly declined his option instead of trading him. I don't understand. That also might point to me that the Rays are kind of rebuilding here a little bit. They're going to get rid of all their guys who have 1 year left. And that's Yandy and that's Lowe. And the Rays are always willing to trade bullpen arms. Always. So could they move, sell high on Garrett Clevenger, who's pretty close to left-handed Andres Munoz? They might. Now, did the Mariners want to pay that cost? I would love
Garrett Clevenger.
Yeah. Did the Mariners want to pay that cost? Probably not. But Uceda is the guy who misses a ton of bats. And the thing I like about Uceda is change-up heavy guy, different than what we have in the bullpen right now, a different look, so to speak. So Tampa Bay, again, just because you know them very well, they also have pieces that fit. They're kind of going through this, quasi rebuild, retooling. They have young players that they want to get playing time to that are currently blocked at first base, DH, second base. Like Aranda is going to be the first baseman or the DH. They have Morgan, who's coming up through the system right now at first base. They have a ton of middle infielders they're trying to get playing time for. Tampa just makes all the sense in the world. And they're probably looking for prospects. And guess what the Mariners have a lot of? So Tampa Bay makes a ton of sense. I will die on this hill. Yandy Diaz needs to be a Seattle Mariner.
So here's yet another example of how Fangraph's WAR formula confuses me. we talk all the time about how they love strikeouts, specifically with relievers, right? Garrett Clevenger, 61 and a third innings pitched this year, 12.03 Ks per nine, 0.7 F4. He had a 2.35 ERA. He had a 3.59 FIP. He had a 2.64 walks per nine. He did have a little bit of a home run issue.
I was going to say, what's the home run to fly ball? FanGraphs formula, their WAR formula, hates home runs given up by relievers more than they like strikeouts.
It's 18.8%. So I guess that's why. 9 home.
Also,
but
playing in a AAA ballpark.
Yeah, 9 home runs in 61 innings though, like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I find more and more.
0.7 F4.
I find more and more that I like B-WAR better because I like the way they handle the defense on offensive players as well, and I feel like F4 is a little too reliant on strikeouts. Like outs are outs.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying obviously you would prefer a strikeout over any other kind of out because there's no damage, but like outs are outs. And Clevenger is very good at getting outs.
And I mean, he also had a 91.6% left on base rate.
Yeah. So again, it's one of those things where he's, really good. And I think the league knows that he's very good, regardless of what FanGraphs says. And I mean, 0.7 F4 for a reliever is still pretty good.
It's just usually
it feels like he's
higher.
Like a 1.5 win guy. Like Munoz is like a 1.5 win guy. Gabe Spire was like a 1.5 win guy. The difference, they didn't give up home runs. But anyway, you want to slice it. Tampa Bay, once again, a really good fit for the Mariners.
Yeah.
By the way, Tampa Bay's biggest weakness, catcher. Young or even good catching. Boy, if only the Mariners had a young top 100 type of prospect who catches.
That's
also kind of the athletic
heavily
freak.
Connected to.
Yes. Who's also kind of an athletic freak that the Rays love to have in their system.
Yeah.
If only.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think I know what number 1 is.
Do you, Ty?
The St. Louis Cardinals?
The San Francisco Giants. No. It is the Cardinals. Obviously. Some honorable mentions here. San Diego, San Francisco could be in play here as well. Not for number 1, just for the list in general. But yeah, number 1 is the Cardinals. They are a team that is definitely rebuilding. They're retooling this year. They're willing to put seemingly everybody up on the trade block, except for probably Mason Wynn, which you might as well ask about, but just that'll be a quick conversation. But you look at what they have to offer. It's guys that we've talked about a lot. Brendan Donovan. It's Alec Burleson, Lars Nootbaar, Sonny Gray. Maybe there's a very specific scenario where that makes sense, but we know Jerry likes him, so that's why I throw him on the list here.
Yeah.
Then there's guys in the bullpen like Riley O'Brien, Mariner legend, Jojo Romero, Matt Swanson. Like there are a lot of guys here. There's young players who, I mean, you want to take a shot on like Nolan Gorman or Jordan Walker, I guess that's something you can do, but and Nolan Arenado, like, no, it's just no. I'd rather just give the job to Williamson, if we're being honest. So, but yeah, I mean, there are a lot of players here. And by the way, they are a team that is rebuilding. They are a team that is going to want young prospects. They're a team that's going to want, they're not going to want to be in a long rebuild. So they're going to want high floor prospects who are pretty close to the big leagues. Boy, if only the Mariners had like, I don't know, Michael Arroyo or I don't know, Gerangelo Senja or Laz Montez or, pick a guy. Basically anybody but Felton Celestin and obviously not Emerson or Anderson. I would trade Felton. I just don't know if the Cardinals are going to be interested, just to clarify. But there's just so much here. And Donovan really is like kind of the perfect fit. He's a prototypical leadoff hitter, 360 on base. You can basically bank on. He's going to hit 280. You can play multiple spots pretty well, second base, third base, in the outfield as well. Got a little bit of pop. He's just basically been the same player for 4 years, and consistency is great. And Burleson is kind of a poor man's Josh Naylor. So there's a couple guys right there. Nootbaar again. I'm not the biggest fan. Yeah, but he's fine. He's a pretty good player.
Yeah,
but,
that's another has to be a specific scenario in order for him to make sense.
Right. But again, the Cardinals, they have the right type of player. They have they're one of the few teams that is truly rebuilding and being vocal about rebuilding. And they're a team that's looking specifically for prospects, and that's what the Mariners have to offer more than anything else. So I do think the Cardinals just check pretty much every box. They have the players, they have the price tag that's going to be good. You have a lot of dialogue between these two teams over the past couple of years. So this feels like something that could move pretty quick.
Well, that does it for Colby's list. So now we're going to switch gears and do the top 5 Mariners commercials of all time. It's coming your way in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, we have a Patreon. It's called Control the Zone, and on there we talk Mariners, Seahawks, all that good stuff. For more information, go to patreon.com/Control the Zone. Link in the description. All right, so it's my turn here on Top 5 Tuesday. I spun the Ed Helms and got top 5 Mariners commercials. So there are a ton of Mariners commercials, and I watched almost all of them, maybe all of them today. I don't know. I went on YouTube. I found a playlist of them on the Mariners channel. There was 178 videos in there, but a lot of those were also behind the scenes videos. So I don't know the exact count of Mariners commercials. I know there are over 100 though, because there's literally a commercial where Buhner and Edgar talk about it's the 100th Mariners commercial, and then they go into an office and it's revealed that a monkey has been writing the commercials the whole time. So I have a ton of honorable mentions here.
I hope that's not one of them.
No, it's not. Starting with starters. This one was released, I think, early this year. I don't think it was 2024. I think it was this year.
No, it was this year.
Yeah, and so it's Logan is eating a sandwich, but he doesn't finish it. Bryce Miller's putting together a puzzle, but he doesn't finish it. And then at the end of the commercial, Mooney comes in and finishes Logan's sandwich. Nelly's auto glass. That one's pretty self-explanatory, right? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the wise old buffalo?
Vaguely, yeah.
It's a buffalo. He's standing next to Brendan Ryan. Mm-hmm. And Brennan's like, "Hey, wise old buffalo." And he's like, "Hello, Brennan. Did you make those cookies for me?" And he's like, "The ones that make you talk." And he's like, "Yeah, I left them in the dugout." It's Tom Wilhelmsen, on a walkie-talkie talking to him. Mm-hmm. Next big thing. You know what that one is?
It sounds familiar, but it's not jumping to mind.
The Mariners PR department pitches the hyphen to Ryan Roland Smith.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Look, it's a hyphen." He shows him a t-shirt with a hyphen on it. And he's like, "It's a hyphen." And he's like, "Wait till you see what I did for Bartolo Colon." And it's a jacket with a colon on it. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Encore.
No.
It's a very famous one.
Is it? Okay. Maybe I just don't know the title then.
Yeah.
Is it the... No, I don't think that one would be. Which one is it?
It's Larry Bernandez.
Oh, that's Encore, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been as big of a fan of that one as other people, but it's solid. But honorable mention feels about right.
Yeah. Arts and Crafty.
The crafty lefties in the bullpen.
Crafty lefties. Yeah. Wade LeBlanc, Marco, Yusei, who put together like a perfect like T-Mobile Park replica model with a functioning roof.
Yeah, calling Yusei Kikuchi a crafty lefty was a bit of a stretch, but like, I remember that. That was a good one. That was good. Yeah.
What about cloning Junior?
Is this the one where there's like 9 juniors on it? Like, yeah.
I love my favorite part of that one is when he is catching and he does the splits behind the plate. It's great. What about L screen?
I don't think so.
Norm Charlton, in his 1 year as the bullpen coach for the Mariners, gets rid of this crappy old L screen that they had. Like, it's all beat to hell. And he puts
like Brendan Ryan is the new L screen or whatever.
He puts Adrian Beltre in front of him. That's pretty great. Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, that's clever. Yeah. Okay.
What about Blinded? You know what Blinded was?
Jay Buhner takes off his hat and blinds the hitter from right field.
Yeah.
It's like old school.
Classic. Yeah, it's classic. What about Sorry? This could be a lot of things. Yeah, it's just called Sorry.
Is it the one where Jack Sorensic's like, I know that was painful?
No, that one is so tone deaf.
Yeah.
That one really sucks. That one sucks so much. I watched that one again. I was like, wow. Really imagine if Jerry Dipoto did that.
A rare miss from Kevin and the gang.
Yeah, that was yikes. Sorry is the one where Felix writes an apology letter to all of his strikeout victims.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm sure your family loves you or something like that. Yeah. It's really fun.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that one.
What about the Wizard?
Yeah. A vague recollection of it. Which one was it? Brennan Ryan?
No. Ichiro hits a fly ball to himself. Like he hits a ball to the outfield, then he runs, grabs his glove, and then catches it.
Catches it behind his back.
Yeah. Not all of these have to be funny. This one was just like that was just quintessential Ichiro.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Probably did it all in one take too.
What about nicknames? This is another like Mariners like PR department like pitching an idea.
Oh, okay. Are they just
not PR, not PR, marketing department.
Is this just them pitching a bunch of names that end in Y?
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So they're talking
how original.
Yeah, they're talking to Randy, which you and I make fun of that all the time. How like so many players just get like nicknames that just it's their name that just ends.
It's a very hockey and baseball thing to do.
And so they're like this guy's pitching nicknames to Randy Wynn. And he's like, what about Winnie the Pooh and all that? And so Jeff Nelson, Shigetoshi Hasagawa, and Mike Cameron are there. And they're like, and Jeff Nelson is like, Randy, give this guy a chance. He's the genius that came up with Nelly and Cammy and Shiggy. And Cammy goes, that's right, and Shiggy. It's pretty great. Honestly, that one's like a bubble one for me. I almost put that in my top 5.
That's a meta analysis on like the whole game of baseball. So that's good.
Yeah. You'll know this one, the double play twins. Really? You don't remember this one?
Betancourt and Lopez?
Yeah. They do everything together. They ride on a tandem bike. They made a whole song for it.
Right. Yeah. Vaguely.
Working the zone.
It's the Jamie Moyer one?
No, Ichiro pitching from the outfield.
Oh, from the outfield, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know what that one was called.
You'll know this one. Big Richie.
Yeah, sure.
Big Richie.
Yeah.
He swam the Nile with a crocodile and he hits that ball a country mile.
That's right.
He's like, as a matter of fact, I do.
All right.
Love that one.
You have any more honorable mentions, or can we get to the actual list?
The last honorable mention. Look, okay. I watched so many commercials today. I had to mention all of these. You're gonna have to
cut some of these, by the way. Just let me know.
Meaningful moments.
That one sounds more serious.
No, it's not.
I don't know by the name, by the name, but
it's Griffey and Ichiro are talking out in the outfield.
Oh yeah, where he put the glue on his chair.
Yeah.
Junior. Okay. Not top
Junior.
5. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a classic. Okay.
All right.
So what do you got?
So top 5 Mariners commercials. After all those honorable mentions, number 5, it's called "Where Does It Go?" You know what that one is?
No, not off the top of my head.
It's about Fernando Rodney's arrow. Where does it go?
Oh, with Logan Morrison on the mound.
And Logan Morrison,
okay.
and
yeah, that's a good one.
It's not real, man. It's not a real arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, it is.
Yeah.
and then it hits the inflatable bouncy house.
Yep.
It's great. And then the A's fan drops to his knees. Rodney.
Yeah.
It's great. Number 4, radar gun.
I vaguely remember this. Is it the one where it's like Jamie Moyer, like, the gun won't pick up anything under 70 or whatever?
Well, Jamie Moyer gets a radar gun from France, which puts everything in kilometers. Yeah. So he's throwing like 96 to 99. And he goes, ooh la la.
Yeah. That's clever. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a great one. Number 3, Moose's Nightmare.
Lenny the Latte. It's my
Lenny
favorite.
the Latte. Yeah.
You gotta stop eating nachos before bed.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Lenny the Latte.
Number 2, PitchCom, or as you call it, Calmunicator.
The Calmunicator. Make it a thing, Kevin.
That's right.
Giveaway. The Calmunicator.
Yeah, it's great. You guys know which one that one is. I mean, it's the most popular one from the recent string of commercials they did. And then lastly,
number 2 of all time. Oh wow.
And then lastly, Edgar and the Rookies.
Edgar and the Rookies.
Come on, you know this one. Gooey Duck. I took my Gooey Duck to Puyallup.
Yeah. I didn't know that was
so good.
It, but yes, I'm very familiar with that one.
Yeah, that one is amazing. Yeah, no, I really like the PitchCom one. I think it's great. Now maybe I'm just like, because like this is the team that I cover and I love this team and it's the current team and blah 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 blah. It's Cal and it's Logan, but still, like I think that commercial, it's great. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's a great commercial.
It is.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. For Colby Patnode, I'm Ty Dane Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at @LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Ty Dane Gonzalez and Colby at CPAT11. That's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. You can also find us on Instagram at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.